Hey friends, how's it going? My name is Gabby. Welcome back to my channel, and today we're going to be doing my summer TBR. So this video is going to include my summer TBR, which will be for the months of July and August, as well as my Summerween TBR, because Summerween is only a few days away now. Can you believe it? I'm also going to be letting you know about some of my plans for Summerween, because I do have the plans. And then I'm also going to let you know about the August book troop pick that I'm very excited about. Before we do jump into the TBR and all of the things, I just wanted to take a second to thank today's video sponsor, which is HelloFresh, because we are big fans of HelloFresh in this house. And you can make food a priority this summer by getting delicious recipes delivered right to your door. You just choose your meals, you select a delivery date, and HelloFresh handles all the meal planning, all the shopping. Like, you don't have to go out to the grocery store. I feel like going to the grocery store has got to be one of the most time-consuming things. But I love with HelloFresh, they have such a wide variety of recipes to choose from. I am not the best cook myself personally, but I love that with HelloFresh, they make it so easy because they give you the step-by-step directions with pictures on the back of the recipe cards, and it makes my life so much easier. I always feel like I'm learning new things about cooking whenever I do get the chance to cook with HelloFresh. I love that you can get the best fresh food that's currently in season because this food gets delivered from the farm to your door within less than a week. I also love that with HelloFresh, all the food gets delivered in pre-proportioned ingredients so that you're not gonna have any food waste, which is a huge thing, especially when it comes to like trying new recipes. I never know how much of anything I need to get, and I feel like you always have something left over that you don't end up using. And when you sign up today, you'll get free appetizers for life. They recently sent me gyoza dumplings as one of their appetizers, and I am literally so excited to try these because I love gyozas so freaking much. You have no idea. I recently made this recipe with my mom. It's the sheet pan Dijon onion crunch chicken with green beans and garlic bread. Dude, I am such a big fan. I am such a big fan of this meal. I love all of the chicken recipes with HelloFresh. They're always some of my favorites, and there's something about the Dijon onion crunch chicken. Oh my gosh, it is just made with so much flavor and just so easy to make. Like, it's always so much easier to make than I think that it's gonna be. So you can go to HelloFresh.com and use my code gabbyreadsapps for free appetizers for life. That's one free appetizer per box while your subscription is active. And that's code gabbyreadsapps at HelloFresh.com for free appetizers for life. I don't know about you, but the sound of not only gyozas but also other appetizers for free for the rest of my life sounds pretty great. You can visit the link down in my description or scan the QR code on the screen to go and check out this deal. Thank you so much to HelloFresh for sponsoring today's video. And now let's get on to the TBR. So first things first, let's talk about some book troop information. If you have not yet heard, for the month of July for the book troop, we are going to be reading Middle of the Night by Riley Sager. I'm so excited. This is like an annual tradition of mine. Every single year, I read the new Riley Sager in the month of July, and then I get joined by both my mom and my sister on the live show for the book troop. This year is no different. We're going to be doing this one. I'm so excited. I've heard such mixed things about this one so far, but I think the thing that makes this one kind of unique compared to Riley Sager's other books is that this is the first time he's ever written from a man's perspective. Like, how wild and crazy is that? And then I'm so excited to let you know that in the month of August, the book troop is going to be joining forces once again with the Literally Dead book club, which is run by Kayla over from Books and Lala. Usually like once a year, we like to, get together, get the book clubs together and do like a big old buddy read. And I can't wait for this year's because this August, we're both going to be reading I Was a Teenage Slasher by Stephen Graham Jones for both of our book clubs. And I feel like this is going to be a really fun pick because Stephen Graham Jones is an author that I have loved some of his books. I mean, some of them have been hit or miss for me. Like Night of the Mannequins and Mapping the Interior are some of my favorite horror books from him. So I really can't wait to check this one out. I think this one has such a killer cover. It has that like nostalgic vibe to it. I just really love everything about the aesthetic of this. And so I'm hoping that this one will be one that we will all enjoy. I can't wait to read it with Kayla for the book club in August. I hope that you can read along with us. If you are wondering, I don't have the September book club picked out just yet. My Patreon is actually going to be voting on it in the month of July. So if you want to get your vote in, go and check it out on my Patreon. I'll probably be letting you know though about the September pick in early August. Even though I won't be doing an August TBR video, I'll probably like post it in my community post or something like that to let you know what the pick ends up being. Right, now let's get into the Summerween TBR, because Summerween is kicking off in just a few days. If you haven't heard, if you don't know what Summerween is, I will have the full announcement video linked down below, but it's basically like an annual spooky readathon that I host on my YouTube channel. This year is actually the 5-year anniversary, and the idea of this Summerween Readathon is to like bring the spooky vibes of Halloween into the summer. Summerween is literally the thing that I am like the most proud of to be a part of on this YouTube channel. It really is just like my pride and joy, like I love this readathon so much. For me, it's just one of those readathons that really feels like it brings the community together in a really fun way, and I look forward to it every year. So it's kicking off on July 5th. We're going through the 11th, and if you were wondering, I am going to be hosting some reading sprints throughout the week. So on the first day of the readathon, I'm going to be hosting reading sprints on my Patreon, and the fun thing about doing them on the first day on my Patreon is that I premiere the music video that me and my sister filmed, because if you didn't know, I've also started to make it a tradition where I like rewrite a Taylor Swift song and then me and my sister both do a music video for it. And that's going to be included at the beginning of my first Summerween vlog, but I'm going to be premiering it early for my Patreon on July 5th. And then on July 6th, I am going to be doing public reading sprints here on my YouTube channel, and I'm going to be inviting some of my booktube friends. So it's not just going to be me, hopefully it will be a few of my friends as well. And then I am planning a Patreon spooky movie night for that same night on the Saturday around like 6 o'clock my time. And then hopefully I will be doing some more reading sprints on my Patreon throughout the week. But some books that I'm hoping to read during Summerween include Horror Movie by Paul Tremblay. I don't even know what prompt I would read this for, probably just to read like a thriller or horror book. But I'm so excited to read Horror Movie, like it's definitely going to be happening during Summerween. I'm also so excited to read this one in the month of July because I'm going to be reading this for my friend's book club, the Midnight Society book club. My friend Elizabeth over from Reading Riley actually invited me to be a co-host for her book club in the month of July, and it ended up being this book. So like how perfect. I'm going to be reading this one during Summerween. I literally can't wait. I actually found like the cool sprayed edges one from Barnes & Noble and I was so excited to find this there. Oh my god. Another one that's for sure going to be happening during Summerween is The Midnight Feast by Lucy Foley. I just got the audiobook checked out from this one for my library, and this is the one that I'm going to read for like the read a book with the night sky on the cover. And the fact that it's called Midnight also feels like it feels perfect for this readathon, you know? But this is one that I'm also really excited to read because Lucy Foley is kind of one of my favorite thriller authors. I loved The Guest List. I really enjoyed The Paris Apartment, so I cannot wait to check out The Midnight Feast. I'm also thinking I might try to read One Perfect Couple by Ruth Ware. It just depends on if I can get my hands on this book in time. I might try to get the audiobook from my library for this one. But this is one that kind of like, I don't know, the cover kind of gives me like a summer vibe to it. I'm not totally sure if this one takes place in the summer or not, but I might try to use that one for that prompt. I am also going to be reading the manga that's called The Summer Hikaru Died, Volume 1, because this is one that my friend Gavin has been like highly recommending and saying that it would be the perfect read for Summerween, so I'm just going to take that recommendation. I've been really excited for this one anyways. Like I don't really know anything about what this one's about, but I can't wait to get to it. It sounds like it's going to be perfect for Summerween. I was also thinking, you know, for the prompt of like reading a book with 5 or more words in the title, I was going to see if I can get my hands on How to Make a Horror Movie and Survive, because I think that one could be a really fun one. This is another like horror book that just came out that sounds really cool. I have read from this author before and I wasn't a huge fan of the last book that I read from him, but this one in particular really intrigues me. So if I can get my hands on the audiobook for this one, I might read this one. But then I was also looking at my bookshelves and I realized I do have this one from Eric LaRocca that's called Things Have Gotten Worse Since We Last Spoke and Other Misfortunes. And yes, I have read Things Have Gotten Worse Since We Last Spoke, but this is a short story collection that has 2 other stories in it that I still haven't read. I just realized it. I was looking and I was like, oh my god, I haven't read the other 2 in this. So like maybe there's a chance that I could read this one for that prompt. I do think it's really fun, you know, to read short stories during readathon, so I was thinking maybe I would do this one. But then I also do have this one from Scott Thomas. This one's called Midwestern Gothic, and this one is an ARC copy that I have. I'm not totally sure if this one's published yet, but this one is a collection of 4 Gothic novellas, and I have read one of them. There's this one called The Boy in the Woods here, and I'm pretty sure I might have read that a couple years ago, maybe for Summerween. But there's 3 other short stories in here that I have not yet read, so I thought maybe this one could be fun to read during Summerween. Yeah, those are some of my reading plans for Summerween. I'm so excited. It also could be, you know, very much a readathon where I'm just kind of like mood reading any thriller and horror books that are on my TBR. If you were wondering, I am planning on vlogging throughout the week of Summerween. I'm planning to do a total of 3 vlogs. So I want to do the first 2 days, the next 2 days, and then the last 3 days all for one vlog. And in that first vlog that you'll see that has the first 2 days, I'm going to include the music video that me and my sister filmed in the beginning of that vlog. So you can look forward to that. I'm very excited for that. If you were wondering, because I know that I usually do try to read the Riley Sager like during Summerween, like that's usually also a tradition from me, but this year I'm going to be doing something different because I'm actually going to be working on a very exciting like video collaboration project with my friends Katie Coulson and Gavin Reads It All. We had this really fun idea where we wanted to all buddy read the same books and kind of make reading vlogs of all of us experiencing the book at the same time for each other's channels. I don't know if it sounds kind of confusing or not, but basically later in July you can expect a video of me, Gavin, and Katie all reading Middle of the Night for my channel because this is the book that I chose for my pick. And so later this month you will be getting a spoiler-filled vlog of all 3 of us reading Middle of the Night and giving you our thoughts in real time. We're all going to be updating the book at the same time, and I think it's going to be so much fun to see maybe how differently we feel about this book. Like I think the purpose of this video series is to try and see like how different our reading tastes are, and I just think it'll be such a fun vlog idea. So this video is going to be going up on my channel in late July, and then I am going to be doing videos for both Gavin and Katie's channels where I'm going to be reading books that they choose for their channels. And so in early August, we're going to be reading this book called Someone You Can Build a Nest In. And that video is going to be going up on Gavin's channel where we all like buddy read this book and talk about spoilers and all that. So if you want to read along so you can see that vlog in early August, you can read that book soon. I've heard that Someone You Can Build a Nest In, I've heard that this one is more of like a queer fantasy horror, which definitely intrigues me. And then for Katie's channel, we're going to be reading this book called A Certain Hunger. And then A Certain Hunger, this one's more of like a literary horror, I think. And A Certain Hunger has been on my TBR for such a long time, so I'm really excited to read this one for Katie's channel. Both of their videos I will be posting in my community tab once they go up so that you can see them as well. But I'm so excited for this collaborative video series project that we're going to be working on. I think it's going to be so much fun to read these books all together, and you know, to force my friends to read the new Riley Sager I think is going to be so fun because they're both like not the biggest Riley Sager fans, so I'm really curious to see how they end up feeling about this versus how I end up feeling about it. I think it'll be a great time, so I hope that that's a video series that you're excited for because I'm so excited about it. Also, in the month of July, I'm planning on doing another video that's like reading 3 of my thriller arcs, maybe 3 or 4. I'm not sure how many I'm gonna get to, but some of the ones that I for sure want to be reading for that video include this one called I Need You to Read This. This is by Jessa Maxwell, and this one is an arc that's going on sale in the month of August. And this is from the same author as The Golden Spoon, which I wasn't a huge fan of, so I'm hoping that this one will be a little bit more up my alley. But this is one that I'm excited about because I think it follows like a writer who's living in New York, and it involves some kind of newspaper, I think. I don't know, it sounds like it's gonna be really interesting, really unique, so I'm gonna try to include this one in a vlog. I'm also wanting to include The Chamber by Will Dean in a vlog like this, and this is another one that goes on sale August 6th. This one just sounds so interesting because it says, and then there were none meets The Last Breath in this tense and suspenseful locked room thriller that takes place inside a hyperbaric chamber. I don't know, I was a really big fan of the last thriller from this author, so I'm really excited to give this one a shot. And then I also have The Astrology House. This one actually does go on sale July 16th, so coming up pretty soon here. And this is one that I am just so freaking curious about because it's about this character who goes to this astrological retreat and it's like all astrology related. And then there's murder. Like, dude, I don't know. I'm so excited. I think this could be right up my alley. Like, this is feeling like it could be a new 5-star favorite. So I'm excited to do a reading vlog at some point in the month of July that's going to include these 3 new thriller arcs that I'm so excited to read. I also do have the new John Fram, No Road Home. I have this one an arc copy as well, and this one goes on sale in late July, so I'm really hoping that I can get to this one at some point in July. If not, maybe during Summerween, if I can get around to it, or maybe I can include it in that arc reading vlog. I'm not sure, but I really want to get to this one at some point in July too. And then for the month of August, I do have some reading plans for that month as well, because as you might know, I've been working on throughout this year, I wanted to do this series where I like read all of Reese Witherspoon's book club picks for the whole year. And because the first part didn't go so well for the first 4 picks, I was kind of making a joke like, well, if she doesn't start picking better books, then I'm not going to continue this series anymore and I'm going to do other book clubs. Then recently, at least for the months of May and June, she has picked 2 books that I am so excited to read. So I'm going to be reading those in August. So the next round of this video is going to be happening in August because I'm going to be reading the May, June, July, and August book club picks. So for the pick of May, I'm going to be reading How to End a Love Story. This was her book club pick for the month of May, and I'm so excited to check this one out because this is a romance that I've been hearing some pretty good things about. So I'm excited to get to this one. And then for the month of June, she ended up picking this thriller called The Unwedding, and that's definitely a thriller that I've been like highly anticipating personally. So the fact that she's already picked 2 books that I'm really looking forward to, it doesn't even matter what the July and the August picks are because I will be doing that video. So that's going to be happening in the month of August. You know what else is happening in the month of August, which is just so crazy and so exciting, is that the movie premiere for It Ends With Us, the Colleen Hoover like movie adaptation with Blake Lively, that's going to be coming out in the month of August. So I was thinking it would be really fun for me to do for my Patreon. I think I'm going to do a video in August that's going to be like rereading It Ends With Us and then comparing it to the movie and like going to see the movie right away. And so I think I am going to be doing a reread of It Ends With Us this August, which I'm just so excited about. It's been a long time since I've read this book, but I've always considered this book to be like one of my top favorites. So I can't wait to see if I feel the same way. I'm sure that I will, but like, damn, it's gonna be so exciting to reread this book and see the movie. Like, I am so excited and also scared for this movie adaptation. You have no idea. So yeah, those are kind of all of my plans for the month of August. I'm trying to keep my August TBR pretty up in the air because I am going to be reading those other 2 books for Gavin and Katie's channels as well, and I can't wait to see how those videos turn out. But then I also like I'm thinking in the month of August I might do a second round of like a random number generator determines how many hours I read every single day for a week. I might do a second round of that just because of how much fun I had doing that video in May. And so because I might be doing a video like that, I kind of want to keep my TBR pretty open. I think August might be more of a month where I'm just kind of like mood reading and getting a bunch of things off of my TBR. I might do another round of like the backlist bonanza. Like, I don't know. We'll just have to see where my August TBR plans take me. I'm trying not to plan too much because July is going to be so crazy that I want to give myself time afterwards to just like chill a little bit, you know? But anyways, those are all of my reading plans. Let me know, what are you planning to read in the month of July? Let me know if you plan to participate in Summerween, and if you are, let me know what you're planning to start with. I am so freaking excited for Summerween and all of the things. I will have the link down below for the reading sprints that'll be happening very soon on my channel this weekend with some of my booktube friends if you want to join us. I'm so excited for those sprints. I think it's going to be a good time. Thank you so much for watching as always, and I will see you very soon with another video. Bye!